Hi guys, this is Ranjit, and in this video let's have a first look at this Moto G82 smartphone. And I feel this new smartphone is the successor to the Moto G71. In fact, the processor is the same, that's the Snapdragon 695 5G, and again, yes, this also supports 13 bands of 5G, so you don't have to worry. But I feel this G82 adds three major improvements compared to the G71. First thing is now that the screen, that's a OLED screen, is actually a 10-bit panel, and as you can see, it now supports 120 Hz refresh rate, which is not the case with the G71. Second improvement that we all have been asking, and I have been vocal about this one, is regarding stereo speaker. This finally has stereo speakers, and they say this is going to be having Dolby Atmos. And the third improvement, I think so, is the main camera, that's a 15 megapixel, now comes with optical image stabilization. So let's have a look at this smartphone from Motorola, and let's open it up quickly. And like earlier Moto phones, also this one, the case is pre-installed, as you can see, and it says that OLED with 120 Hz display and it's not a massive screen. I like it's manageable. It's a 6.6 inch screen. Earlier Moto used to put 6.8 inch screens, I would say. So you get this case in the box, and let's just remove this also. And guys, the back also looks like a glass. This is not glass, this is like that acrylic finish that you get on this one. Again, we have a triple camera setup. This is very similar to what we have seen in earlier Moto phones. Also 50 megapixel will have OIS. The second is 8 megapixel, that's ultra wide, and that also does the job of depth. And the last is that 2 megapixel obligatory macro. And let me give you a physical overview. So looks like we have a secondary noise cancellation microphone over here, and I think that this vent might be for that stereo speaker. That is interesting. And we have the volume rocker over here, power on off button. So it looks like side mounted fingerprint scanner on this one also. Bottom vent for the speaker, your Type-C port. Fortunately, they are having a 3.5mm headphone jack. They didn't remove it, giving the excuse that they gave us stereo speaker, so I appreciate, that's a thumbs up. And here we have a SIM tray. I believe this will come in two variants, guys, 6 gigabytes of RAM and 8 gigabytes of RAM, and storage will be 128. It's UMPC 4 storage, so this should be very close to the UFS 2.1. So it does have a rubber gasket, and this is actually IP52 rated. So hybrid slot that we are getting on this smartphone. Let's see what else do we get in the box. So we still get that 33 watt fast charger, which is, I'm happy to see that Motorola is bundling this 33 watt fast charger, and this is also having a 5000 milliamp hour battery. So you get this Type A to Type C cable in the box. So that's what we get in the box. I'll just keep this to the side. And the handset actually, first impressions, guys, does not feel that heavy. In fact, this Motorola claims this is just 173 grams, so not that heavy, and also not that thick, if you notice. So let me do one thing. Let me just power this on, guys, and I'll set this up and then we will continue. So guys, I've set up this device, and in fact it's actually the next day, guys. So I have also used this device a little bit, so I'll also share some camera samples that I have taken with this smartphone. And I also got the dummy unit of this one, and this actually shows you the two different colors in which this will come. This is the dark grayish color, and this is the whitish color that you're getting. So apparently in India these two colors will be available. I'll just put this one to the side. And the first thing that I wanted to talk about this smartphone is actually the screen. It's a 6.6 inch screen that we are having, and actually Motorola has put a very good quality screen. It's a 10-bit screen, guys, not an 8-bit, hence it can produce up to 1 billion colors. Also the refresh rate is that 120 Hz, and I've forced it to 120 Hz. And another thing that is an improvement immediately that I noticed compared to prior Motorola phones, even that came with the what do you say, OLED AMOLED screen, is this one is significantly brighter brighter, and I checked a little bit with the specs and all these things. This one is definitely brighter. This can go up to 700 nits and maximum is 1000 nits, so that's actually really good. Even when I was taking some sample shots outdoors in direct sunlight, I kept it to auto, it was good. Actually, it's so bright that I have to keep it at half brightness while shooting this video, otherwise the video is getting blown out. So that way I would say Motorola has put a pretty good quality screen on this one. Let me just lower the brightness a little bit, and again it's at 120 hertz, so that's a big difference. Again, the fingerprint is still here in the power on off button, guys, and it's adequately fine. I would say it does the job. I wish they kept the in-display fingerprint scanner, but this is what we are getting with this smartphone. Again, clean UI. Another small thing that I have noticed is that, and I was worried on this Motorola G82, there was no bloatware or anything. Recently Motorola had started installing 1 or 2 bloatware apps in some of their earlier phones, but on this one there was no bloatware whatsoever. Some of the apps I have installed because I have told you I started testing this phone, but no bloatware. So I'm happy that Motorola has again cleaned up the UI, and again complete stock kind of an experience that you are getting on this one. Gives that pixel vibes, I would say. That's the big thing of the Motorola phones. And if you go to about the phone, it comes with Android 12 out of the box, guys, so that's what you're getting. And Motorola team told me that we'll be getting next one more Android update, but next 3 years of security updates. Let me go to the display and show you. If you notice, the adaptive brightness, that's auto brightness, is on. I'll just switch it off, otherwise my camera will go crazy. Okay, and if I go over here, and one thing to note is that we have this flicker prevention, and this is actually known as DC dimming, guys, and this can be an issue if a AMOLED panel does not have this feature. Sometimes at night you will notice that flickering, but this has that flicker prevention option is there. And display refresh rate, as I've told you, you can keep it at 120 hertz. I'm forcing it to 120 hertz by default. It was at auto, but I've been using it with this 120 hertz. Hence everything is very, very responsive on this smartphone. Another small thing is that this is the base variant that I have, guys, not the 8GB RAM variant, and by default this RAM boost option was enabled on this. So out of that 6 you get 1.5GB extra, 7.5, but I have disabled it for my testing the RAM boost option. I'll show you some of the camera samples. And the handset does not feel that heavy. In fact, the weight is not that much, as I've told you, so feels actually comfortable to hold in the hand. Regarding the storage type, it's UMPC 4, so this should be between UFS 2.1 and 2.2. that's what we are getting. Battery life, guys, it's too early to comment on it, but I feel the battery life would be good based on my experience with the G71, which came with the Snapdragon 695, so that's good. And we are getting that 33-watt fast charging in the box. And this does have NFC, so that's actually a nice thing. As you can see, we have NFC, and even FM radio is present on this smartphone, so we have those features. And again, it gets the basics right. Also, that 3.5mm headphone jack is good. I completely forgot, the stereo speakers are actually surprisingly loud on this phone. I'll just skip it. I'm going to increase the volume. This is the max, guys. I'll block this, as you can see. And we also have that Dolby Atmos effect, so it's actually pretty good. I would say 60% of the volume comes from this one, 40% from this one, but because of the Atmos, the experience is actually pretty good on this smartphone. Now let's move to the camera on this one, and the camera interface is exactly the same as earlier Moto phones. Nothing has changed. So here we have that ultra wide. I'll actually show you some samples later on, and also we have the dedicated button for macro. We do still get all the modes, and even the pro mode is present on this one. I thought they might remove that, so that's not the case. So we have all these options on this smartphone, and even dual capture was there. I didn't expect that it will be there on this one, but yeah, we even have dual capture on this smartphone. So slow motion, all those things are available, and front facing is 16 megapixel again, as you can see, and we also have the portrait mode, and you can adjust the background blurring from here on this one. So let me do one thing. Let me actually show you some of the sample shots taken with this smartphone. Some outdoor samples first, and as you can see, outdoors it actually does a good job, but this ultra wide, there is a color shift some samples taken in indoor lighting conditions inside the house, and here also I feel it's actually doing a pretty decent job. These were taken completely artificial lighting. The skin tones are produced well, and these were actually taken in the portrait bokeh mode. Now taken in completely very low lighting conditions, and yes, there is an improvement and the OIS does help, but I feel it can be further improved with software optimizations. These were shot with the 16 megapixel front facing camera, and as you can see, it does a good job. And now I enabled the portrait bokeh mode with the front facing camera. Recording this video with the front facing camera of this Moto G82, and as you can see, I'm just walking around to give you an idea how is the video recording. And this is a very cloudy, outcast kind of a day today. I'm recording the video with the rear facing camera, and looks like software stabilization is switched on, but as you can see, I'm just walking normally, and at least in the preview the video looks pretty stable. But you guys let me know, what do you feel about the same? Now again, recording one more sample. This is 1x. The earlier was ultra wide, so you can set it before shooting the video. The thing to note is that it supports 30 and 60 fps, but no 4K recording on the same. But even in this one, as you can see, the video looks to be actually pretty stable. So guys, this is the Moto G82 smartphone, and I did ask the Motorola India team what would be the pricing of this smartphone, and in fact they sent me this image, as you can see. And according to this one, it says it starts at 19,999, so about 20,000 for the base variant, and they told me that the 8GB variant will be 1,500 rupees more. So that's what we have, and looks like from the screenshot as you're seeing, we'll also have some extra offers if you have a Geo SIM or something like that. Again, what I'll do is, guys, I'll leave all the links in the description once I have all the info, so that you can check it out. And looks like it'll be available on Flipkart and also Reliance stores, and it seems it's going to be sold from 14 June onwards. So what do you feel about this Moto G82 smartphone? Do let me know in the comment section below. I feel Motorola is moving in the right direction for mid-range smartphones. They have given the stereo speakers on this one, and they have put a very good quality AMOLED screen, which is actually pretty bright. And also, though they are adding that stereo speakers, they haven't removed the 3.5mm headphone jack, and I like that optical image stabilization is also brought back to the mid-range smartphones. But what do you guys feel about the same? Do let me know in the comment section below. Anyways, guys, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care, guys.